to Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house, not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Calista Miller, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit, my book, which you could get in bookstores everywhere. Hello, DJ Ray. Welcome in. Thank you so much for coming in early, putting in my links. Hello, Spencer. How are you doing tonight? All right. It is Thursday night football. I know, we're excited for that. Hello, Thomas. So nice seeing you here. And welcome into the stream. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. We are going to have some fun, win some wagers, play with the house, not against it, and let's do some winning. Hello, Derek. So nice seeing you. All right, now before we dive into football, and yes, we are starting with football tonight. I didn't really see too much going on in baseball today, but so we'll start in football. Lots of plays here, and a lot of the stuff that I'm also really excited to keep talking about and analyzing, tracking these lines until Sunday morning on our next live stream. And just remember, that is 11 o'clock a.m. in the morning Eastern. So yeah, that will be a lot of fun as well, just watching how some of these lines develop, because a lot of them have already started developing early and started moving. So some things we've already played. If you're following a daily report, following along to my free daily emails, you know which ones I like. And if you haven't subscribed, it's so easy to. Just go to arielcalista.com, click the Stay in Touch button. Hey Peter, how are you doing? Hey Brian, it is a great day to have a great day. All right, I'm going to sit back, relax, and get my mind right to win some wagers. Tonight I am enjoying ice cream cake. That sounds delicious, doesn't it? And it tastes just as good. The high is just as sweet, of course, and it just melts away stress, tension, if you have any of that. So it is really good for unwinding, kicking back, and just having a good time. Oh yeah, I wrote two. How about that? We are gonna have a good time. Let's do some winning tonight. It is so great seeing all of you here. Yeah, that's what's up for sure. Alrighty, so we are just going to dive right on into the NFL. And let's look at tonight's game. This is an 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern game. Commanders are playing the Packers. And I have been watching the spread. Green Bay opened up at -1.5, but the look ahead line was a little bit different. It opened up at -2.5, then it moved to -3.5. So a pretty big move from the open on some mixed money. Then it's sitting at -3 on a lot of mixed money in some spots, but you could still get this at -3.5. Like, it really just depends on where you're looking. If you're taking the spread, it's sitting at -3, -3.5 in some spots, but yeah, I don't have a super strong play here at this very moment, and I don't know, I'm just watching this one. I'm just watching, and you know, I see this moving, of course. I mean, it did move out early initially, but just, you know, hasn't quite developed enough to meet my parameters. I wish it did, but it did start moving out pretty early. And then it pulled back a little bit. Ooh, who do I want to win? Well, personally, I don't I don't really have an opinion here on like who I want to win, because you know, I look at sports a little bit differently than a lot of people out there. Growing up in Vegas, it's not like I grew up, I mean, seriously, like 3, 4 generations of my family has lived in Vegas. We didn't grow up like with a big sports team in town. So, you know, I don't really have that like inner, following this particular team versus another team inside me. I really just like to follow the numbers, see what the data does, and, really build some sophisticated AI machine learning models from what I'm able to track here, and, also identify where's the equilibrium point. Play with the house, identify when the house is taking a stand on a game, because the house is trying to make an enormous profit, and it's not just from balancing the money. Absolutely, you got that right. DJ Ray, I just pick whoever's going to win. That's who I like, whoever's going to win. But I know it's a unique perspective on what I bring to sports betting, but it has proven to be very successful so far. Achieving these ROIs of 40%, these win rates of 70 to 75%, it's worked. So I'm sticking to a strategy that I know works for me. And yeah, I picked the winners. Let's look at this total in this game. The total opened up at 48.5, and right now it's still sitting at 48.5, though there's level 5 money on the under here. But even though all of this money is on the under, the line isn't moving at all. And, it's looking a little square. It really is. So I'm just staying away from it for now. Even though all the money is on the under here, I'm just staying away, because the house hasn't moved the line yet. They really seem to be sticking with this number, even though there's level 5 money on my grading scale, 1 to 5. 5 is the highest. A lot of times it doesn't even reach level 1 money, but right now it's a lot of money on the under. But the house is just holding this line here, so it looks a little odd, seeing how this is just kind of sticking here with this line. Yeah, so Commanders have some serious assets, but they're terrible against Giants. Thomas is leaning Green Bay, but no play yet. Yeah, right now, and I'm just staying away from this total. I don't have a super strong play here at this moment. But yeah, our current NFL win rate, by the way, is 75%. We've only played 8 units, but our ROI is sitting at 43.2% in the NFL. So we're doing really well. Any props? No, I don't have any props here right now at the moment. Do you have any props that you're looking at? Feel free to throw them in the chat. I would love to know what you guys are thinking for the props here. If you're finding any spots, have some strong edges here, I would like to know. Oh, right. You're taking Daniels over 21.5 completions. Alrighty. Anyone else have anything you want to throw in the chat? Feel free to just put it in, and we'll take a look at it. Okay. 6.5 rushing yards. Oh, right. Yeah, feel free to let me know your opinions on these props. I love to hear what you guys think. I haven't been prop betting as much, but I'll look at a few props for some big games, and see if there's anything. It's always so much juice, but that's just how it is sometimes. Let's take a look at Sunday and see, let's take a look at this Bears-Lions game. This is a 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern game, and this Lions spread went from -4.5 to -6. And this is on level 3 pro money. There are a lot of pros coming in and taking this spread, and I like this. I would say take this before it moves to -6.5. That's a strong recommendation from me, seriously. Before it moves to -6.5, I like the Lions at -6. So I like this. Yeah. So take this before it moves to -6.5 in this Bears-Lions game. I like this. Locked this one in early myself. But I think it's moving out, and I think it's just going to keep pushing out. So just seeing how this line's moving, yeah, I would grab it before it moves out any further. Now let's take a look at this Jaguars-Bengals game at 1 o'clock, same time as this Bears-Lions game. So this Jags spread has gone from +5.5 to +3.5. And there has been level 1 pro money on the Jags. It's been a serious move, and honestly, this is a lot of pro money that I'm identifying here. Like, a lot of sharps really, came in strong. And, considering how much the sports books have moved this line as well, this is interesting. It's something I would keep my eye on because this was a serious movement. And it was also a lot of sharp money pushing this. Yeah, they definitely are, for sure. So I like seeing that. I think this is a good move. I think you need to keep your eye on it, and I think there's a lot of sharp money coming in. So I like to see that happen. Okay, so let's look at some other games. I have seen some movement, for example, in this Giants Cowboys game, but I think this line, the spread, is just trying to reach the equilibrium. It's done a little bit of bouncing around, and at this moment, I think this is good where it's at. I don't really have a strong play here. I do see this under starting to develop in the Patriots-Dolphins game. This is at 1 o'clock as well. So this total opened up at 45.5 and then has since gone under to 43.5 with level 5 money on the under. So I think this is a really good one that's developing. I think this could be a strong underplay. And because it's, already starting to move, the money is so strong on the under. Keep your eye on this. Yeah, I think this could be a really good potential play. And just seeing how this line is moving, it's developing pretty strongly. So I like how this one's developing. It's, really starting to meet my parameters. And there's just so much under money here. You think Miami is a mess? Yeah, I mean, it might be a... Oh no, they scored 7.5 to coach. The total in this Miami game is currently sitting at 43.5, and there's level 5 money on the under. So I like this. Yeah, I think this is going to be a good underplay, and it definitely looks like it's moving that way right now. So I like to see that happen for sure. All right, so I have seen a bit of, square money coming in on the Jets, but I'm not really super interested in this game. I do see the line moving around a little bit. The Jets went from +8.5 to +7 to +6.5, but a lot of this money is just looking super square here. All right, so let's take a look at this Rams-Titans game. This is at 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and I am watching this total. This is one that I took early at the open. It was 45.5. It has since dropped. Right now it is, I mean, I've seen this drop from to 42 to 41.5. It's sitting at 41.5. And there is level 5 money on the under. So this is going to be a low scoring game. And this under is developing strongly. A lot of money on the under. Vegas is moving this line. You know, considering how this has been bouncing between 41, 41.5, I mean, this is just going to be very low scoring. So, hey Anthony, welcome in. Hello Diamond Hands. Alrighty. Plus 3.5. What what parlay are you guys playing? Alright, so I do like this under here in this game. It's just looking, this under is looking like a really strong play in this Rams Titans game. This is at 1 o'clock on Sunday, so I think this is going to be a nice underplay. I'm glad I grabbed it at the open when it was 45.5, but since then this under number has just dropped like a lot. So all right. Hey Chris, how are you doing? Oh no. Oh, that's your parlay? Miami scores 7, fires the coach. That's funny. No sweat bets again. Nice. Alright. Love seeing all you guys here this evening. Thanks so much for joining me for the stream, by the way. We are going to do some winning of some of our wagers and hopefully just, you know, keep our ROIs high, keep our win rates at 75%. So far, so good this season. Absolutely. And now we're just looking ahead. Let's keep this rolling. Let's look at the 49ers versus Saints. This is another 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern game. So I have been watching the New Orleans spread. It went from +7 to +4.5 on some New Orleans money. So it does look like kind of a good sign, but there's just a lot of Joes in the mix here pushing this line, and you know, this was based on some extensive injury news, and it's sitting at +3 right now. But the money is just looking super Joe. Like, oh my gosh. I feel like I summoned the Super Friends. Except where are they tonight, right? Oh no, I'm definitely a little blazed for sure. Just off of this cannabis. Oh yeah. Had to take another hit after all. Alright, so just, yeah, looking at this New Orleans spread, lots of Joe money here showing up on the New Orleans spread, but the sportsbook is kind of moving this line, just trying to balance out some of this Joe money. I just don't really like it right now, and I'm just staying away from it. I am looking at this total. It opened up at 44.5. Then it dropped to 42 on level 5 under money. Then it went to 42.5, and right now it's sitting at 40.5. There's still level 5 money on under. This is looking like another strong under play. So, you know, we've just seen this line drop. The money is there on the under here, and yeah, just another low scoring game. That's what I think, that's for sure. So I do like this underplay. It's still looking strong. This is a solid play, and I like this a lot, that's for sure. Alrighty, so let's just keep moving on to, I have seen a little bit of movement in this Broncos Colts game. This is at 3 o'clock p.m. Eastern. The Colts opened up at +3.5, went to +1.5 on mixed Joe money on the Colts. So, it's not like a ton of Joe money, but I mean, it is, kind of starting to move. I'm just watching it right now because I think it's just a lot of Joe money moving this, but just not really seeing it yet at this moment. Oh, right. You're taking the Broncos money line. Right now, I just don't really have a play in this game. I'm just staying away from it. I'm just seeing a lot of Joe money all over the board. So, alrighty. And just remember, guys, make sure to only bet be careful with your bankroll. Only bet things that you're not worried about losing. Like, make sure all your bills are paid. I don't want you guys losing too much, but definitely, your instincts are important. Stick to your systems. Have a good betting system. Make sure to write your bets down, record them, and it will really truly help you figure out why am I making this decision? Where are my edges, and also kind of where are my biases? It really helps. It really does. All right, so moving on to this Panthers-Cardinals game. This is at 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and I have been watching this Arizona spread. It went from -4.5 to -6.5 on some mixed pro money. So some pros are coming in here. It is looking like some serious pro money. The money is still kind of mixed. It hasn't really reached level 1 significance yet, but I don't know. I mean, some spots it can move to -7, and if it does, I'm going to grab it at -6.5. I mean, they did not impress me last week, but I would say you could take this at -6.5 for sure. So yeah, I mean, sometimes laddering, but it's tough, it's still the beginning of the season. We're all still trying to make sure that we're really getting the best numbers. The sports books are still working on their systems, so yeah, Purdy is out, which is too bad, but I still just don't really like a spread here. Even though this is moving, it's just not quite meeting my parameters yet. That's all. All right, so let's look at this Eagles-Chiefs game. This is at 4:20 p.m. Eastern, and I have been watching this Eagles spread. It went from +1.5 to -1, so quickly flipped. There was some super professional money coming in on this Eagles spread, and right now it's sitting at -1.5. There's level 5 sharp money coming in on this Eagles spread, and I personally think you're crazy not to take this. I like this a lot. This line flipped early. There's a lot of money backing it, and when you start analyzing the money is very, very sharp. So I like this. All right, I love it. Seeing the eagle emote all over the screen. Thank you so much, Chris. All right, so you're leaning towards Kansas City. And I just think, personally, looking at this line, just going off of how the house is moving the line, where the pro money is at, I like the Eagles. I think this could potentially move out even more, especially as we get closer to game time. So just something to watch out for. So you've been hearing that Kansas City has not been practicing well after coming back from Brazil. That is interesting. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the sports books, like, they are collecting all of this data from the practices as well. Just so you guys know that, like, as you're, understanding how the sports books are getting the numbers that they're getting and why they're putting out what they're putting out. They do look at this. They use computer vision, RFID, all of that. So, yeah, I mean, something important to look at as well. Monday, let's look at this Bucks Texans game. This is at 6:00 p.m. Eastern. And I played this under, had this open 46.5, went to 42.5 with level 5 under money. Right now, you could still get this at 43.5, so line jump around a little bit, but I still like this one a lot. I like this under. And I did play it at the open. I still think this is a super solid play. I am taking a lot of unders, aren't I? But that's just the way it goes. Yeah, absolutely. Especially before this line moves so much. Yeah, the under here is looking super solid, so I like it. I like this under here in this Bucks Texans game. So I would say take this now, look for 43.5. Like, seriously, if your current sports book doesn't offer it, you could look at odds like across all of the sports books. It's really easy to do that. I even am teaching you guys how to do that in my sports wagering course, which I mean, this thing is like almost complete, like 35 plus chapters with like, yeah, a lot of AI, machine learning, different things that you learn in there, playing with the house. But yeah, definitely. So check around, check the odds, and yeah, I would say see if you could get that for 43.5 somewhere. I like it. This is looking like a solid underplay, that's for sure. Oh no. This is easy. Once you guys get the hang of this, get your systems going for sports betting. I mean, what I do, like, I treat it as basically as seriously as I would treat like any other kind of financial instrument, and when you start looking at it, applying numbers to it, it all just starts making sense. Applying game theory, and that's how I've been able to be so successful. All right, so just looking at this Chargers Raiders game, this is on Monday at 10:00 p.m. Eastern. This total opened up at 44.5, went to 47, but there was level 5 under money, so that's a little odd. It pulled back a little bit to 46.5, but right now I just don't have a play in this. Yeah. I would say, yeah, I mean, I do usually just play like units. A lot of people do. Sometimes, like, I increase the size of my units over time. When I say double down on this in a morning report, in a daily report, which feel free to sign up for, that's when I really, like something. I'll play 2 units on it, and that's my signal of like, I really like this. So I did want to talk real quick about just the future of sports betting. I've seen a lot of people talking about prediction markets versus sports books. A lot of regulators are coming into conversation, but I wanted to talk about something new that's already happening and in process, and this is tokenized odds market. And I've been wondering, like, when DeFi is really going to step on the scene and, become a real player in this whole sports and prediction market world. So tokenized odds markets are using the same principles as DeFi. So basically, it just turns each possible outcome of a game into a tradable token on a blockchain. So Lakers win becomes token A, Lakers lose becomes token B. So both of these tokens are minted right at the start, and their prices are based on demand. So if people are buying a lot of token A, then the price goes up. So the implied odds of the Lakers winning goes up, and then token B's price goes down simultaneously. But here's really where it could get interesting. Anyone can act as the house, by playing both sides here. And that's where I think this whole thing gets interesting. When you start playing both sides and taking a percentage from both, then you really are acting as the house. And I think this is going to become a big thing soon. So, yeah. Thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed that little segment there. I did want to start diving into some more games. It is the last day of the regular season in the WNBA. So right now the number 1 seed is the Lynx, the number 4 seed is the Mercury, and the number 5 seed is Liberty. So Mercury and Liberty are going to be playing each other in the first round. So let's break down what is going on with the teams. And Tyler, if you're still in the chat, feel free to throw in your opinion here. We would love to hear from our expert handicappers in the audience. So right now, if the Valkyries win, they will be the number 6 seed. And the Fever will fall to number 7, and the Storm will remain number 8. If the Valkyries lose, the Fever will become the 6th seed, the Storm will rise to number 7, and the Valkyries will fall to number 8. So later in the evening, the matchup between the Aces and Sparks will determine the number 2 and number 3 seeds. If the Aces win, they'll be the number 2 seeds, and the Atlanta Dream will drop to number 3. If Aces lose, they will remain, and the Dream will remain at 2, and they will be at 3. So yeah, it's interesting to see this all play out. Hey David, welcome in. Nice seeing you here. And so let's look at some of these games tonight. The Liberty are facing off against the Sky at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern. This Liberty spread went from -9.5 to -13.5. So it is moving out in the right direction. This total also went from 159.5, dropped down to 156.5. So just watching these line movements, it does seem like, this Liberty spread is, moving in the right direction here. And this total, the total is dropping. It might maybe develop into an under at this moment. I think this, I don't really have a play here at this moment, but if anyone does, feel free to just throw it in the chat. So yeah, feel free to throw it in. And I have been watching this total in the Mercury Wings game. This is another 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern game, and this total opened up at 163.5 and has since risen to 165.5. So do with that information what you will. This is just how these lines are starting to move right now. So it's moving out in the right direction for the Liberty, and it's looks like it's starting to move. The total is dropping pretty fast in that game, and in the Mercury Wings game, this total is rising, so just something to watch out for. I haven't, the numbers, the money, everything's a little bit more shaky, but this is what the house is doing today. Alrighty, and I did look at baseball. I just have not really seen anything that I like today. You guys know in the daily report was like, this is just a shaky lean. And you guys know what that means. That means I wasn't feeling, really anything looking at these games. I don't have a super strong play at this moment, and I would say just kind of staying away from baseball today. Hey Super Pro, nice seeing you here. I would say if any day is a good day to stay away from baseball, it's probably today. Just probably today. I just don't really see anything. Okay, yeah, so I did look at this college football game. Let's move on to that. So this is a 7:30 p.m. Eastern game. And, right now, I just don't really care for this one. I'm not seeing anything I really like here. Nothing's really meeting my parameters. So I'm just staying away from this tonight, but I am looking ahead. We do have some other games in college football that I'm looking at that I like, so let's look at them. For example, Saturday, Florida is facing off against number 3 LSU, and right now the total opened up at 54.5. This is looking like a game where it might go under. So this is looking like a potential underplay in this Florida LSU game. I think this might develop into a nice little underplay. So let's see. And looking at Missouri versus Louisiana, let's look at this. So Missouri's sitting at minus 24.5 right now. And at this moment, Missouri is looking pretty solid. I gotta admit, I think right now at this moment, Missouri is looking solid. This might really develop into a nice little play. So that's really what I'm looking at in college football right now. So just, really just choosing my spots here. But yeah, those are two plays that I'm looking at. So the under in that Florida LSU game, and Missouri sitting at minus 24.5. I mean, it's looking pretty solid. So not much more to say about that. It's looking like potentially a solid play, but I just don't really have anything tonight, 7:30 in this game. So I'm just looking ahead for sure. All right, so those are all of my plays that I'm looking at for today. Yeah, a lot of these are kind of look ahead plays, to be honest. I've seen this line move a little bit in this Commanders-Packers game, but I just don't have a play there that I am in love with right now. Tonight is not a night for me to play baseball. I just have not seen anything that's really meeting my, really developing into anything, to be honest. I wish there was more, honestly. But, yeah, I did not really like anything in this Green Bay game. Even this total, it's like, there's so much money here, but they are not moving this line. Level 5 money on the under here, sitting at 48.5, exactly where it opens. So just not loving it right now. But that's everything that I like tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this live stream. Good luck on all of your wagers tonight. I will have one more rip of cannabis for a super successful evening. And yeah, absolutely. You guys know that I'm not going to throw out a bunch of wagers that, you know, I don't wager just to wager. I know you guys work hard for your money. And you know what? We're here to become profitable, keep our ROIs high, keep our win rates at 75%. Like, seriously. And just keep this season going strong. So all right, good luck everyone tonight, and I will be with you on Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. Make sure to tune into this live stream. If you haven't left a thumbs up on the stream, I would love for you to do so. It really does help. I'm a small creator, and I also found out today, I was like, wow, like literally none of my videos have gone into like any databases for like training AI. Well, maybe some that I don't know about, but that are more private. But seriously, I'm like, wow, I really am a small creator who is just trying to grow on this platform. So I'd love for you all to subscribe if you haven't already, like this video, and please join the daily report. It is just so much fun every day, my favorite way of connecting with you daily. And I bring you the sports stories, the line movements, the plays of the day, which are always doing great. The health corner section, which really, like, if you're not healthy, you don't have a clear head for wagering. You gotta win some of these wagers, right? And of course, a little picture of me at the bottom. Thank you so much, DJ Ray, for linking that. Once again, I also have it pinned on some of these streams as well. The link's right there. And thanks so much for joining me tonight. Let's win some wagers. Have a great evening, and I will see you all on Sunday morning. All right, good luck everyone, and have a good evening.